Thursday evening don't reach, and this time don't reach. You're going to have time for our program. UDUOTA, the heart of the matter. When the whole thing happened the other day, all of us surprised when we say yes, we see them. For Lagos, when we say they fight for there over one person, and those people when we say they fight now, people they want to be for Nigeria Correctional Service and people waiting for Department of State Security, DSA. So we call them prison workers and the secret police. So it's all the NIGERIANS they fight. So everybody shocked, say, which can't it be this one? But anyway, that's a combo many children, and the children won't be saying, but now want to look one after the other. And people they won't be saying, we'll go call me the contact for this matter. People they won't say, they are brain sharper for this kind of matter, and now they go only if you talk to us. Barrister Pius Oyiwo, now be the immediate past, if I'm not mistaken, immediate past chairman for Nigeria Bar Association for Benin Branch. Welcome to our program.
I salute you plenty.
I greet you. Leo Osawage, now one person be say if you never come for this kind of matter, may come put mouth. The black said the matter never complete. And a legal practitioner and I be too. Leo Osawage, welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, Oga Sadu, and the viewers for whom. Thank you for having me.
I greet you. When you see for television everything, or maybe we'll feel this show and here, say maybe we'll even start with ourselves. When we look at small before we say yes, we'll go talk about her. When we see this thing the other day for the court, how we feel, and my brother go roll on now, make we just say and say how the thing be. When we say that day, what if first come from our mind? You know, human being now they come out from that place, so many human beings they first go inside. And when they come out, many people they carry camera. Now water, not they draw so. How would they call them? So much so they tear a uniform and all of that. Okay. All right, we see him now. We'll continue from there, my brother. Make us start with you, Barrister Pius Oyiwo. When you see that thing for television that time, what thing first come your mind?
Well, my brother Sadu, honestly, when I see this video, initially I think in a kind of
home movie,
okay. Or, you know, Nollywood.
From Nollywood, okay.
But when I can't see I'm breaking for different social media, and later I can't see them for our station, I see them for channels, I see them for Arise TV and other stations. It still can't tire me. And even till yesterday, the agency, one of the agencies where they involved, can also issue statements to explain their own side for the matter. Now they don't come clear to me.
So it's not real.
Not be movie again, but now reality, now actual, according to Zebediah. So seriously speaking, the scenario will play out for Federal High Court for Lagos. Now show of shame, because the entire world they watch what it play out that day. And you know these days now they say internet, you know they forget. Anything we see happen today, even between me and you, or between government institutions and private, or between government institution and government institution, we go public. Once you enter internet, then be rest assured that the internet no they forget. If you Google them today now, it will play them. It will show you see what happen. So in a nutshell, what it play out that day, I think day before yesterday, now something where I see as very, very shameful. And no government in Nigeria, they enter bad light every time. The entire world can't they watch us, see us with a disgrace ourselves. First and foremost, what we noticed, we say there was absence of inter-agency relationship.
They come that side.
And then part of what we see there. But truth be told, for what we see, they carry Emefiele go court after a long while to have him charged to court. And eventually, DSS admit, say, okay, they carry him go court in compliance with the orders of court. Say either you release him or you charge him go court. I haven't charged him to court. The court, they can't read the 2-count charge of illegal possession of firearms. Of course, under the act, that's where they cannot go to that court. And the court now can't grant and bail because ordinarily an bailable offense, not being a capital offense like that. And when the court don't grant bail, the court now further made order. Say, look, the defendant, because a defendant P under the ACJ, Administration of Criminal Justice Law, shall be remanded in the correctional center. Pending
okay, talking like that.
Yes,
okay.
There was such an order.
That was when they put up for prison first.
Yes, when they put up for prison first, until when they perfect the bail condition. You know, they give that the shorty must be a house owner within
20 million.
And then a kind of like sum of 20 million, of course. That amount don't mean say them pay.
I know.
So, but one would expect, say, the order of court may they respect them. Say, it don't become court property. And, you know, our justice system, they operate in such a way that when police do their investigation, or DSS do their investigation, or EFCC do their investigation, all the agencies of government, including IDL, NDLA, the moment the defendant is brought to court, the court takes charge as the umpire, where they look at matters.
You know what you did there?
Now, when you now move the person,
come off for the court.
Come off for court. Of course, the correctional center or the correctional service, which is where they call prison warders before. They now they're in charge. Of course, you know that they get their role under our law.
Even you talk about and say even the court
take that order, say, see, carry on.
Go there until
they perfect the bail. That's what they happen for most of the cases. At times, court could say, take him back or take him to.
At least whether it happened before, he mentioned somewhere.
The court was specific.
Say, see where
take her and go correctional center until they perfect the conditions.
Okay, no fair look before I go come to the other side when they say you talk where you go, talk where you no go. The one when they say you say excuse me, they take tier uniform. Uniform now be symbol of Nigeria, whether we like them or not. At least, and the federal government now give this people power. So may do another sister or another security body. When we say all of them be security, put hand for person uniform when you say you wear. You understand? Even court doctor said now the man even supposed to do possession. How you go take react to that? You're not sure say you say synergy or they know they get understanding between all these security people, number one. And secondly, too, the destruction of the national flag. The terror of the national flag. People they say as offense for some area. I want me to take up there for me, Barrister Leo Sawage.
Okay, well, for me, not be surprised when I see such a thing. If you look at the thing take starts, everybody collects from the same Emefiele policy. Everybody collects. Both the rich and both the poor, they all collect. So, for me, I look at from the area of law. Irrespective of the fact that a lot of there's a deep-seated hatred or anger against the same Emefiele. But the law is blind, irrespective of the character we possess, or the character we the individual possess, or where the perception where citizens get about the individual. Why I say not surprise me? Because, you know, when they talk about the rule of law, in the first place, if you look at how, make I not take them too back, might just take them from this administration, administration where they, you know, of course, there were breaches in his own time, in my view, that I saw. But taking it from this administration where they for suspend them, you know, I don't call into one of my programs one time. I say, look, as much as we know like Emefiele, the process and the procedure where they take suspend them, you know, they in tandem with the law.
Not follow what
law talk. Follow what law talk. Now, when they talk about the rule of law, that be the topic where we talk about today. So we will give chronicle them from there. No, the power. I don't go through the CBN Act. I don't see where the law, the CBN Act, give power to the president to suspend a sitting CBN governor. I not see him. What I see na removal, and that removal not be waiting he go fit do. He must get 2/3 majority of the Senate to achieve that removal.
Okay, wait first. Let me say, if they must suspend.
If they must suspend,
if at all, they must suspend the CBN governor. the 2/3 majority of the House now go pass on. Now you try to.
I know if you use your language. Now the language of the law
Okay.
I won't use.
Okay.
The language of the law not say suspend.
Because what you
So
talk
it
now,
will be difficult for me to
because you
use
talk
your
about
language.
2/3 majority for the House.
2/3 when you talk,
Uh-huh.
if you allow me, they here that section 11, they did there say he must get 2/3 majority from the Senate for his removal, not suspension.
Okay.
So that's not the language of the law. Okay. So if you now look at, because you can't take this thing will happen. You know, if you look at isolation.
Okay, that means it
Sado,
doesn't break the law to come.
You know, if you look at isolation, guess you see where I want Mariam.
Mariam,
Because there is already an interest. It goes beyond what you talk, say synergy. No, it goes beyond synergy. Not be the first time with DSS. We made a practice law for this Benin and for this jurisdiction. I don't see where DSS arrest. And at the end of the day, we get our colleague there. They go bring them come court. If the court grant them bail, they go let them go. If the court say may they remand them in prison in their custody, they go. So we never see this kind of thing. For Benin High Court here, they get lawyer where they come court. I go mention the name if you want make a mention.
No, carry on with you.
So you know they happen like that, where they will come say I'm go take and go back to my custody. Now because of if I don't tell you say from the beginning there was already an infraction, and that infraction for me it was as a result of interest. No, it's not too far, it's not too long ago where this kind of thing almost like still kind one happen for CGN. Where they use one ex parte application, the president say based on that ex parte application, he hold them strongly, he make them suspend CBN. So we always talk about rule of law. We talk about institutions. We talk about strengthening of institutions, and a lot of us they talk about strengthening of institutions.
You know what you could do for me? You know what you could do for me, my brother Leo? You know, say this matter is they say want to do the marriage. Let's say the requirement for the but you wait now.
They make the DSS do what they do now because they don't say
now the capital land. It be like say.
Now me they talk. Now you ask me question.
Let me ask you because the way they ask the question that you say want to marry there, so how they look at whether the in-law never bring the
marriage. I say na interest.
The marriage requirement.
Now interest where executive get.
Okay.
If you look at from how they take removal from the first place, me I not like Emefiele either. Like I tell my
nobody hate her here
before we come on air. You say what I want to talk. I said look. Now the law will go follow, not my personal.
Okay. The one when I talk. The one when I talk.
So now from the beginning, if you see I say interest don't they. Now that interest, now they give the authorities where they act the way that they act now, some kind of power or encouragement to do it. He said they must don't keep this man in custody. This man must not be allowed to go on
but
you recall
wait first now wait the land where you dey land na bless say weather no clear this your plain no green land but where I tell you one thing the question I want to ask you the relationship between these two people and the tearing of that uniform, not be offended with that one.
Now offense, because you know, I need to. You have yes, now offense. Is that enough? That's what you want to hear. I need to analyze them so that not be only you wait there. You make for the viewers, make them for see they understand.
Okay,
now offense for you to you talk about tearing of flag, the insignia, the national insignias. Now offense on its own, punishable by law. Then if you look at even from the this one assault now. Now, whatever, if you want to give them the lightest of it, you go be afraid. That is too fighting. Okay. You know, even pass like that because you see.
Because people when they drown, they pass too.
You understand? So no, the law not say two fighting. Don't use the word two. Now just talking for local language.
I understand.
Fighting.
Okay.
They call them afraid where people will fight.
Okay.
So, but once you don't go, now they say the least way you will see for them are afraid. But unfortunately, those were supposed. The police supposed to come in here with respect to an offense has been committed. Those where they responsible for the commission of the offense. You know, not just arrest, investigate and charge appropriately. Because for I want just to arrest. Then
the truth be saying far, not the drive far come up for Melon. I be one thing, but I want to find out one thing. As them did this, so the DSA thought they want to arrest somebody. They even get arrest warrants. Because I want man to look at the legal distance. They get arrest warrants from magistrate court to come arrest the man again. Is there any specific right from its lower court? Can't take arrest per matter when they charge, what they do for higher courts I won't find out because magistrate court and local compared to the high court for the judges matter.
Well, my brother, like I talked earlier, and I know they're comfortable to go into memory lane, like my brother tried to do about whether power to suspend or not to suspend or to remove. As a matter of fact, at the moment now, Emefiele is not challenging whether they remove him unjustly or not. So I want to avoid that area. Nobody to contest, and he is not contesting whether they remove him properly or not.
You will certainly hear that later.
But the truth again must be told. Court don't make order. Say, look, this defendant, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, be remanded in prison custody.
You even talk about Ikoyi prison?
Yes, Ikoyi prison, pending when he perfects his bail conditions. That one is superior order, and that order has not been appealed against.
Which means say carry and go.
Besides, that order is a valid order.
Okay.
Now, the ideal thing is to take that man and prison. It is their duty, statutorily, by law. Once court don't make order like this, their job will start. And that is what the prison warders, what they call correctional service, they try to do that day. To just carry them, you know, in their usual civil way. They will just carry them, escort them, enter Black Maria, say, "Moku they go prison, okay, Ikoyi prison." But unfortunately, the DSS, based on that inferior order now, when I say inferior, from a lower court, say they won't capture them.
No, in the face of the law,
yes.
That's what you call inferior now.
Yes.
They feel you use them for
they
that.
They don't use them. They don't agree at all. There is a superior order, particularly of the Federal High Court. That order requires that the man should be taken to Ikoyi prison, pending when he completes the perfection of his bail conditions. Now look at it, the way we do them. And that's why I take grow up, including my brother here with my classmates. We'll grow up, see and say, that's what they do them. Once you arrest somebody, you cannot go court upon arraignment. Pending when he completes the perfection of his bail conditions, they cannot go prison. Warders will just come, carry you, escort you, enter Black Maria, you go prison. Once you don't take there, you don't perfect your bail conditions, as you they come out, if you don't commit before, or another agency, or the same agency, who first arraign you before, get fresh allegation against you, not to just wait for you for front of prison gate. They could just carry you.
What about maybe he never perfect his bail condition? Wait, he never perfect his bail condition.
Yes.
He did in the custody of the Nigerian Correctional Service.
Good.
The DSS not to bring the company, they say,
it is possible to. It happen where?
Just define that.
They being in prison custody, police I don't do cases. Many times, police go say that they go meet somebody for inside custody to take statement from her. At times you hear say somebody, they release them based on say they grant and bail. The matter wey make am enter prison before. As they release them, they go say the person don't fit come out again. Why? When you go investigate, they will tell you say another warrant hold am. It happen where.
Okay,
and I believe that is what they for do. This our people, with due respect to them, DSS, and the thing we see for TV for no happen.
Okay, I can meet you, my brother Osawage. You see, the DSS and the EFCC at a point they get issue. You know understand? Before notice the happen, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, less than 12 hours, he can't intervene for that matter. People they look and say, yes, say you can want look like you talk and say now because of interest. Now make all this kind of thing they happen. And people just say, yes, say because even the federal government too, right from before today, we hear so many of them know they obey waiting law they talk, what they call rule of law. Because don't hear the kind of cause say make the grant obey, make the grant obey, they not grant obey. We know the one we say confide if say Emefiele themselves, make the grant obey, they not grant obey, and so many other cases. Then, if we look at that man talk and say yes, say now waiting he be say the man they for up, they waiting you want now they do. How we go take go front if you be say yes, say the government when they for ground, they don't they obey the rule of law and they want make it be say enforcer first I when we say yes a day, first I Rio make in obey the law. How you go to work like that?
You see, now the thing when that they complain about all this one, and that be the foundation, because I know say whatever we want to discuss here, if we like, make we bury our head like the proverbial ostrich. Say interest not there. You are just off the point, because that's the reality is just the interest. And like I did talk before you ask my brother here another question. The truth of the matter is that institutions are created by statute, by law. And the law itself protects all those institutions we create them. So when people talk about strengthening of institutions, I'll bring them back to what you asked me now. When they talk about rule of law, that they break, how do we go forward? Those institutions, not be we say they're not strong because they not get law we create them. They're strong, the law we created. And I'll tell you just now, this CBN governor, now Emefiele today, tomorrow if we get a good CBN governor,
a better one.
A better CBN government.
Believe this one good.
Yes, we're better than this one. And it they work in the interest of the right thing. And you now have an executive we no want them there. Make it not get that power to just remove them against what the law talk, against what he is supposed to do, to protect in office, to fit doing work effectively. That make the law create all these what if you like call controls. Say the president don't get power to remove them. Say before you go get tutored. You know to be tutored, it's not easy to get them for Senate. Before you go feel remove them. Those are the safeguards. But unfortunately, we defend ourselves in a situation where people were supposed to speak up when this rule of law is trampled upon as it has been done. Just because of interest, I not like her because of what it take me pass through. People will silent. Before you know it, it becomes a norm. And how do you build institutions? You build institutions with the tradition of maintaining traditions, of obeying the law. You understand? That's how you grow institutions. When we talk about growing institutions, not be law. Now, if for over the years, you don't obey the law as it be, you don't follow as it be, you don't know so this state they operate, it will become a culture. That if somebody want to do outside of the way they do it for, people go come shout, just like as they use the institutions where over the years don't come strong, take checkmate strong men like in the past regime of the United States of America. I talk about Donald Trump. Now the institutions we don't do over the years, where people don't they used to, when they try to want to maneuver, they say not be so with the douane. So it was obvious. So you not confit douane. Now it be this one so. When you see a situation where the executive will don't make pronouncement. Now, that is why you they see all this problem where we they get security and everything, my brother. Those who are supposed to be in charge of security, they look the politicians' eye, they say, what do they want, now we go do. Yeah. Because their fate is in their hands. The law protects their office. But of course, the executive can wake up at any time and remove these people disregarding the law. And so that is why they always believe their fate is there. So anything they wanted, they go do. What did they supposed to do it right in accordance with the law, they not go do it because they feel say they don't go offend one big person. Now it be waiting. They play out now. Now you give the president, he not get such powers with the DSS. Now law creator, not be DSS that they call them. I don't know where that name for come at DSS. Now State Security Service SSS.
No, they see Department of.
I don't know where it will come because the law will create and not call them Department of State Security. Okay. So me I don't research. I never see any statute where they call them DSS. We give them that name. Now State Security Service SSS. Now the law way. Look, now when they talk about the rule of law, it not by itself create itself. The law will create and give a name. Okay. You can't give yourself another name. Now they take know you. Don't like Nigerian police force, you can't say na Sado force. You can't call it Sado force.
Illegal possession of firearms.
Illegal possession, what would they talk about? So
okay,
not the big, if you charge under the Firearms Act, not be big offense. You get a option of fine. I think the option of fine is about 20,000 naira. If you even go there and say, you just say I plead guilty, so you are hereby convicted, sentenced to this with the option of fine, you don't put it together, you walk out, go out. But if you charge under the Robbery and Firearms Act, now the same punishment, no, not the same punishment, sorry. It carry a higher punishment. And you know the day just easily bailable. And if you charge them for lower court, you go must charge them for a High Court will get judicial. But for under the Firearms Act, you fit charge am for magistrate court.
Okay, no wahala.
So the thing
I'll come back to you.
Make everybody, once we know this rule of law, make with this. Because now the rule of law now create the office of the president.
Okay. So and
I will tell you, say, the people who get the powers to take ensure, I'm sorry, sir, I just make this last point. The people who get the powers to take ensure, say, the president follow the rule of law. Now, who? The National Assembly. Now even get the power pass, even get power pass executive if you look at it.
No wahala.
Because one of the grounds for impeachment easily. Now, if you breach the provisions of the law.
Okay.
Sorry, before you answer that question, you may have tried to like tidy up the area when take.
You know to say it's scatter now.
No, I mean I tidy them up so that to add to what he
if you just say one answer, I go understand.
Well, as a matter of fact, my brother they talk about institution. I agree with him, institution. But again, our politicians, represented by the executive and the judicial and the legislative arm, which is the National Assembly now, in this case, they don't fail to act from what they play out here now and what will they condemn. They have a role to play, but they have used their powers wrongly, or they have refused to use their powers. That is omission.
Okay.
And that is why we see what we see so. But somebody asked me, and I asked myself, I tell myself, I said, if I was the judge of that Federal High Court, where that thing happened, I go sit again immediately. I go order these parties to appear before me, and I will send all of them to prison.
Without a complaint, you can't do that.
Wait. There is what you call contempt in the face of the court.
I'm coming.
These things happen within the court.
But the man, the judge already rise.
Whether I don't rise, no, look at it. Let us be honest with ourselves. Better still, these things have happened. And because over time, things...
Anyway, Pastor, you know be the judge.
The judge don't get the powers.
But I want to ask you...
Except it happen while they sit in...
I want to ask you, you see what thing they happen now. Illegal possession of firearms, now they hold this man for... what do they call him? God in the Emefiele. I remember, what do they call this man? Sambo Dasuki, that time. This illegal possession of firearms, then they say take one. Hold on, when we say take carry and go court. I can't wonder why because now only this what do they call them illegal possession of firearms. Now they do something when they carry them, they go court. Why people like Tompolo, when they say they raise your army, carry gun and everything. You don't understand, people when they talk. Sorry the Kubo, we have television almost every day. You get the army, if anybody don't know the color water, you talk different things, you go sort of they carry AK-47, carry this kind. All these people don't they do illegal firearms. Even if you go for the north, go some people will be called Hishba, and the rest of them say they be vigilante, and the rest of them. When we say our law, if I don't make mistake, you tell me, our law not give them power. Say vigilante dey for our business. Say me they carry that kind of fire when they carry. We know they see all of these ones there when the BCS say we go arrest. And why it come this now only illegal possession of firearms? Now be waiting the BCS say they say that means when they go here before they don't get to go to there. Now illegal possession of firearms because they see according to they see one gun and don't know and the matter that what it is decorated has to be real gun.
When my brother like my brother here talk, my brother Leo, he talked about interest. If you notice, I know on that.
You never disagree with her for anything since now.
The truth must be told that interest, if somebody mean you, like even in our various communities today in Nigeria, particularly in Edo State, if police mean you, they won't make you remain for prison custody.
They'll take everything.
They will charge you for promoting native war.
Okay.
Even when we know say that law no dey exist ordinarily, but now old law. Once they charge you under that law, they arraign you before court. They will first of all remand you, pending when you know apply for a formal bail application. That is formal bail application when you bring. Now, this illegal possession of firearm, I believe, and I very strongly believe, that they just use them like testing. I don't hear them from different fora, for social media or everywhere. I no believe, say, illegal possession of firearm alone, nine they prepare against Emefiele.
But the one they carry go there now.
But they just carry bring this one, say, oh, make it not be like say we don't keep this man for too long, particularly as orders have been made. Say, arraign this man or release him. Otherwise, see what thing will be. Mind you, he also engage lawyers to fight fundamental human rights against the federal government and the DSS. Now, illegal possession of firearms now be the commonest thing where you will say you won't use against your political adversary, assuming. And in this particular case, of course, they don't go say, they won't be in a hurry to say they won't bring offenses of terrorism and those other things. Because if they bring them come and you don't file them, of course, they don't serve the other lawyers on the other side. If that offense fails, it will be an embarrassment to them. So perhaps they have good reasons and they have evidence against Emefiele on the issue of illegal possession of firearms. Just as you mentioned, Dasuki also. Now you talk about some persons where they carry guns, they carry where the government they see, then they talk about them. Rather the interest. That's why I talk about interest.
I want to talk about
and that's why I talk about interest. And you know, say Leo, he don't talk about interest. If I say no interest, where? So that's why he's still talking.
Realities that they tell you.
And so that's why I say folk will still look at him like that. That truth be told, once government mean you, because they say after God, now government, they must see offense where they hold you. The people say, oh, you were loitering, or you did do this, or you did eat.
Say you will look your eye to open.
Your eye. And you
eye to open.
You don't say able to use eye. I don't read that for book. This is our VAP law of Edo State, VAP amended law of 2022 Obaseki signed. Good law. They say the get where you tell look woman, you don't commit offense.
Okay.
I don't know that you know.
Okay, maybe get the way we say the Emefiele take a look there when you come, right? Say you don't commit offense. Well, now the two of them have been members of the Nigeria Bar Association and all of that. What's in the NBA to talk about this thing, my brother Leo Sawage?
Well, I think the NBA released an official statement on it where the president of the NBA condemned the action very strongly. And NBA are the conscience of the society. They know they keep quiet for this kind of thing. And if you recall, this issue of rule of law and abuse of power, now something we resonate very highly in the past regime. And coincidentally, the NBA chairman at that time also rose to the occasion. And the NBA president, in the person of Olumide Akpata, rose to the occasion and made the point very clearly, even though the then Attorney General seemed to be the only person in the entire Federation of Nigeria that had the impression or belief or knowledge that the rule of law is subject to the executive powers. Of course, like I said, I only get that kind of opinion, because that is not in reality what the law says. Now, the issue of this, you call them unlawful possession of firearms. You recall, say, Emefiele, because maybe we look at from now. Emefiele, they don't first they try to enter them, where they won't first arrest them before, say terrorism, financing, and all of that, even in the past regime, where they say they got an order against the DSS from arresting him at that time. You know, that's the play call from the previous regime, enter now. Okay. Now, as soon as this regime pass, this one enter. The first thing where we even think, now that same offense, you know, people came out to say, you get there, because not that someone not arrest him, I can't go see arrest him. They now say, look, yes, but a separate offense.
That be this one.
Now would you arrest him for? One would be expect, say, during all this time, they suppose don't do their investigation for the terrorism and all of that. So now charge them for the terrorism where they shout at that time when they go get warrant of arrest to arrest them. You don't come fit charge them for that one. So me, that's why, in fact, when those see the play, I know, say, things they where they happen. But let me tell you my candid opinion. My candid opinion be this. You don't get any person, particularly for the previous regime, where go don't hold that kind of position or work for government and see how it's easy for you to get access to national treasury. And if you bite from and nothing they happen, we no go do one. Even if man, I not go make mistake say make I not use the word pope or the most religious person. The most religious person, if you give him if you put her for a risky position, when you take the tempt him, say no consequences if you do this thing, he go do him.
Okay, anyway,
so,
even Jesus Christ talk and say make it no way for temptation.
Yes.
Make we run come up for temptation.
And so if you look at the previous regime, it was a free for all.
Okay.
If you get put in a position, you have access, please do as and pack as much as you can.
I don't know of that one.
Me they wonder now say in all of those things, una not see one misappropriate. If una not fit as DSS because na state security, when I cannot go EFCC, may EFCC dig certain things. You will see something.
But they know what people like that now. Because wait,
anything on there.
When you wait now, wait, I tell you, my brother. You go be like say yes, say how they won't go meet EFCC again. When we say yes, say DSS. What they call it? Or SSS, actually correct. Yes. SSS they follow, NCS they fight. Tell me why DSS the other themselves. NCC fair fight. I say DSS so make all carry matter go get.
No, for those who get interest, if they really want do am, say make them hold am for an offence, we go feel hold.
They go think of
now the EFCC now get the logistics to be able to dig, get the experts to be able to dig. You know what thing they play, Osado? Be say they not see something hold am. It's just that if they see something take hold am, it go affect some other people wey get under protection. That's the truth.
Anyway, that's what you do.
Now you call am speculation.
Anyway, the program now UDUOTA, the reaching from independent television, they watch us for across the world. We go put the line now, make it be so you call us because we talked before. So this program, we always want to hear from you. Make you tell us how you feel about the matter where in BCSA we go take. The number we go put the number now 080 77 77 03 00 080 77 77 03 00. Once you call us, don't become part of the program. That we go hear what NBC want to talk for this matter where NBC say concern the rough when NBC we see for court the other day between the SSS people and even say people from the NCS when they call Nigeria Correctional Service. The phone down the ring now. We get somebody for the line. Hello, good evening. I reduce the volume of television before you talk to us, I beg. Reduce our work come out there. All right, we hear you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, what is your name? Where do you call us from?
My name is Bryce, and I come from Sakuba Road.
Okay, talk to us.
Since the message of Matao to talk about, if you reason now, well, we don't say all these things on the top now. It's like we are wasting our time.
Why you talk so?
Okay. Now we are talking about Emefiele. Look at the first subsidy now we are talking about now. The never talk about Emefiele now when we say now between him and Buhari, that work.
But that one, you know, sure now. That one, now, according to my brother, lawyer, he said that's a speculation too.
No speculation there. No speculation, because why I talk on is I say why be say now when Tinubu they rule now the secret they leak. Why not for Buhari time?
Okay. Now question when we say they ask now we they ask question here, but come listen they ask the question again. But no while I make you call into the program, make we take some calls. Now people here go answer the questions they want we say we they bring. Hello, good evening. Good evening. They beg us, I beg before you call us, if you call your television they on like that, they hear that queen, we go cut and come out, we not go listen to you. The only one we say we take hear you, let me say when you call us, you go off your television, reduce the volume, or just waka come out. Once you waka come out, you don't become part of the program. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Who will they talk with you? What will be your name? Where they call us from?
My name is Raymond, and we come from way for Igbede from who there.
Okay, from one there.
Yes, sir. I beg, this issue of Emefiele, our government, they know the help matter.
Why you talk so?
Court already tell us, say, make the reminder for prison. DSL go to follow and they drag with the correctional center. So who they obey the law now and who they break the law? This is a very simple matter. Once they don't tell people for court, say, they go to prison, like that. The money where they say no reach anything where they say they get for your house. So this is a story. Emefiele no be small pikin where they say they no go fit use go guide now. The whole CPF governor for Nigeria. So when they talk say na go now they see for your illegal possession of firearm. Between them funny, between the best Nigeria. Because this one are politics. Emefiele get good intention.
Okay. You talk, you say na politics, I sure say na wetin you think. But you get one thing when we say we dey see that day when Daudu, when we say they talk the SAN, he talk say the people, the DSS they talk and say na order from above. Now I say make the arrest the man come. You don't understand? They talk and they according to the man.
Yes, yes.
They talk and they say na order from above.
Yes.
This order from above, so because now talk and say make we expect the rule of law. But and the military, whether we like them or not, the DSS and the military get some level of similarity for training. And I be say obey the last order. So which one want to do obey now? The Oga owner be now this point they do wrong now being their own fault now because they obey the last order when they be say that do talk say yes now order from above.
No, first of all, the order, the only valid order is the order of the court.
Okay.
The order from above no go fit dey in conflict with the order of the court.
Okay.
Because that order from above, if you watch, you no get name.
Okay.
And those ones are political orders. Court order, first of all, as a DSS official or a prison official, that is correctional service, your agency was set up by law.
So which means yes,
that
they
law
subject
says,
to the
and
law.
anytime they swear in somebody like chief judge or as speaker of a house or even as governor, you say I swear to uphold the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that constitution includes respect for the rule of law.
Okay,
And the rule of law now requires that, look, court don't decide, and we like it or not, the Federal High Court, it's, for the purpose of this matter, is a representative of the third arm of government. Distinct. That same court can order the command,
they bring the grammar,
the chairman, the director general of DSS. They feel order them to appear in court and go to prison.
Okay.
It don't happen before for this country.
Okay, this matter for the order from above, you get the way it say they be. Because what would they hear now? We don't hear now say somebody come you say order from above. Maybe now person when be say your guy for office or that kind of thing. I wish they may put on the responsibility if be say your guy for office talk. I want make you be say you add to that general, my brother.
Okay, you see, they will get what they call lawful order. Okay. I get when they unlawful order. If your organ of from above gives you an unlawful order, your oath of office require you to disobey the unlawful order.
Okay.
Once a court of law, it's not whether for this purpose or for any other purpose, now separate arm of government, and in role is spelled out in the Constitution to interpret the law. And once he make order, not even the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria or the president of America can counter it. No matter who he be, no matter the kind of chest
or unless you go appeal.
Except you go on appeal. And before they go on appeal, he remains life. That order we make, he still get the power of law. So irrespective of so no order from above can be superior to the order of the court. My brother, not even if they talk of federal court, even customary court, if you make order, the magistrate, the president must obey.
Okay.
He must obey.
All right, good evening. Good evening. I agree to you. What will be on the way they call us from?
My name is Alex. I come from Dubai.
Alex from Dubai. How far? What do you want to make we know? Hello, my brother. Okay, Alex, you don't call to show say yes, you go call us again, and when you call us, make we be say we get what you be say they talk. Alex from Nepobahi, we no can get you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, who would they talk with you? What will be your name?
Mr. Stanley.
Stanley, where are you from? Call us.
From Opa.
Talk to us.
I'm enjoying your conversation.
God bless you, but you go bring the grammar come down, so we don't go school like you.
Okay. May God bless you. The work you are doing for Nigeria.
God bless you too. I better reduce the volume for television. Don't they increase small, I can't come out for there.
The Bible says, if the foundation be destroyed, what and the righteous do.
Okay.
Anything we are doing in Nigeria, if we don't invite Jesus Christ, we are just making noise.
Okay.
When Jesus Christ is in the boat, everything we can.
Okay.
Nigeria, we need to invite Jesus Christ into our
boats. Okay, well, my brother talks here, say, what will be his name? Stanley from Upper. I say, we need to bring Jesus inside these boats. But in space, they won't be say go sit down put. Because most everybody does that for everywhere now. No space when be say the man go sit down put. When could they pray, make it be say, if you join inside the boat, so the place will calm. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
I greet you. What will be your name? Where they call us from?
Sunday, they come from Opapa.
God bless you. Good evening. Reduce the volume of television.
I hear my brother. I say, why all those people they follow backyard the house?
Which people?
All those our government and our president and the rest. Why they not follow from the house?
Where the backyard day? Where the front day?
Yeah, this is where the way we tell Emefiele and the backyard they follow. They know what they do. They know say they follow the right place. Everything what they do, everything will evolve.
Okay.
Okay. Because they talk say they see fire out for your hand. They know what they do.
Okay. You see the question we say asked that. You see why they follow backyard they enter house, my brother Leo. I know because me no understand because no law. And allow to interpret. Opposite interpret this. I be not be law.
That not be law. That is speaking parables.
Okay. You say that they follow backyard. They enter.
You know, it's not symbolic terms. Which can be interpreted in any way. But in this context, I think what they try to talk, we say, why they don't want to do the right thing. Why if we say government, they fail, they always say, everybody seems to know what is right. Okay. But those in government
don't know
what is right.
It be like.
It be like so. Because if you can't look this matter now, okay, what is it that is in the interest of the DSS or of the federal government in the man Emefiele? What is the interest? If it's a national threat, charging for the threat that you feel is in the brink to the table.
If it thief money,
can't
go court for that.
The investigator for the money, if they make it return the money, that's still bailable offense. So what will be the interest? Is it a vendetta? Okay. Or is it what is the politics behind all of this? Now that one is not clear for me. Because the only thing I feel see, we say, look, I know people they born for their mind against Emefiele. Over the cashless policy. Cashless policy. No, Naira redesign policy. Because that's the acronym we give them this morning. We give them the Naira redesign policy. So which affect everybody. Everybody collect for it. I collect. I don't like any more than others like them. But we owe a duty. It is our responsibility to ensure that we protect our institutions.
Okay, so what you have to tell me? Rule of law. Go court.
For whatever he don't wrong.
If you say no like am, like you talk now, say you don't like am, say yes, say they carry Nigeria money, swap the money, come carry where they fit carry and go court for that one.
If he be say he dey against the law, carry and go court for it. Okay. You not say anything, carry and go now. You cannot go for
unlawful possession.
Fine, unlawful possession like my brother talk here. Now offense. But the law don't say okay, I grant him bail. So and like he rightly said, once bail is granted, and he said pending the fulfilling the conditions of bail, it should be remanded in the correctional center.
Okay, more to this call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, what is your name? Where they call us for? Reduce the volume for television. I don't know why they had us like this. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
My name is Dr. Agenebo.
Dr. Agenebo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm calling from Benin.
Okay. All of them. Now do well. Patakoba call us what to do.
Because I enjoy this program well.
Thank you.
I beg, may they try correct them. That fight when they go fight for public officer to officer is not good at all. Okay. Not good. Many people are not good. Not good. That's when it goes to where it be normal, they fight for public, fight in uniform to uniform. It's not fair. Other countries are watching us.
Okay.
It's not fair. So.
All right, thank you very much. You say other countries they watch us, say it's not good for.
If you watch very carefully, they fight for them fight. Now, what did the STC say that they do for National Assembly?
Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Hello, sir. My name is Sonny Okekwamoyi from Ofa.
Sonny Okekwamoyi. All right, reduce the volume of television.
Okay, my name is come up for there.
Okay.
I still remember for that court matter yesterday, I know if the judge, go commence sit again, go get IB based on the one way they happened that time for a Carlos Enoma.
Okay.
When they came for Bowo.
I hear you.
Those things are good things you do that before they kill that one. Based on not calling our majesty.
Okay. May not call the kill our magistrate, eh? Okay, no wahala. Make we take this thing, they go home now because time no be our friend. If I make you talk to government for this matter, what will be that when we say you go talk? I want to take 111 for us now before we
well, as a matter of fact.
And if you still talk to government, you still put small, you talk to us when we say we're not there for government.
Yes,
for this matter.
My advice to government is say this particular matter will happen last for court. We all of us don't condemn. Even DSS itself, with the worst culprits, they also don't condemn.
No, we don't fit us there be worst culprits.
No, they say, of course, all.
They say they want to probe.
Yes,
they don't probe.
But they also say they regret what happened.
No, they talk about. They say not be the professional way their own institution they take the. So if you look at the language they use, they condemn.
Yeah, they condemn. They condemn. So we want an independent investigation because they say they want to investigate. To me, let police investigate that matter.
Okay, because no day for the matter.
You cannot be a judge in your own case.
Oh, okay.
You cannot be investigating at the same time you say you will come up even if you don't agree. Because that their statement, even if they agree, say if they condemn and say it's unprofessional. They also
say it was over seriousness of also of the other agency.
The other agency. They push it to another side.
Okay.
So one advice, say make everybody know that where the right of one person reach, that the so and we could respect the institutions of government, like my brother talk here. Let's respect the rule of law. Because this present government is founded and rooted on the rule of law. And that is why there is also a case in the tribunal like that. So everybody, every arm of government must respect the other. May they not look, say, judiciary, because we just quiet. Or judiciary no they back. No me say they no go fit do something.
Okay.
For a system to survive, for a democracy, this democracy where we they enjoy now, to survive, let us do everything possible to respect the judiciary. Because I will know say what did they do yesterday for court. They will not be trying.
But that matter also yes, respect is reciprocal.
Yes, but the court
when business or county when they have for court these days at the rest now. You can't make if you come make for respect for them, can they reduce?
Give us example.
No, not forget.
Which example?
Okay, I want to give you now. Bukachua come out the other day for television.
Bukachua na
member of the judiciary. Now you never listen to me now. He come and say, still waiting in wife. What he do a wife? How he even encroach into a wife? You understand? No, wait now. You talk as I encroach to her and say, yes, say if they tell you, I say, do this one for me, do this one for me.
No, be say talk now. You the other one.
Listen now. He say he talk. You get the one when you see. Make me talk the one you see.
No, you not talk.
No. Now the one when you see now be that. Now you know we not gonna argue here. What did they say? Bukachua say he encroach into the wife. Work when he say he do. President of this. You go tell and say yes, say do this one, this one. And if he be say yes, say the judiciary do like that now. How the judiciary want me to take respect her? But I go leave her with him, my brother. The same thing when no. This is na matter.
No respect. No.
This
one a topic for another day.
Yes, na matter for another day.
Because na very serious topic that you raise.
Time no be our friend again.
They don't play with the judiciary at all. The judiciary is a very firm and respected and resolute arm of government.
Okay.
Where we say to the extent that if you are not satisfied with one court,
go to the other
go to the other court and then to the Supreme Court.
Okay, now I hear from you. The same thing when I be say yes, I thought when I go ask you. Why? What it be like? What it be say you go take advice government for this matter, and even we as human beings.
See, we as human beings, like what you do now, we interrogate some of these actions when they take. They bring out to the public domain so that we know say what they do wrong. Now be the things and when we see where it's wrong, rise to the occasion to condemn it as citizens. Not view it from sentimental perspective, view it from the very objective perspective from the position of the law. Okay. Now, the judiciary, now arm of government of its own. Unfortunately, the institution where they carry out the enforcement of the orders of the judiciary, now the executive now get them. But that institution itself, be the security agencies, are created by law and not within the whims and caprices or being the puppet of the president or of the governor. They get institution, they get law. Our own is that as citizens, where something like this happen, where like we they talk just and say, Oga, if you follow the rule of law, you still get what you want. the House of National Assembly, Senate, did they your hand? They say we won't remove this one, remove it under the rule of law.
Okay.
So that maybe they strengthen the institutions to ensure
Barrister Pius, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Barrister thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
But I shall say next time.
But now the fulcrum, the bastion, the background where everything rests.
Thank you. Because if we start with the fulcrum now and the bastion, I they call the grammar now, we not go live here today. We want to thank all of them when we say be part of the program. So today all the people when we say you call it, we thank you now so much. Until next time when we say we go see, my name is Thomas. I don't forget to be keen when you talk say yes, say fresh pepper, be like fresh tomatoes. If you never chop on the difference on the show. Now good evening.